Okay, so the next game in tonight's lineup again comes from my friends at FreeMind SA and Playway SA, and it is Cyber Farmer. Now, earlier on I mentioned one of my favourite simulation games is Farmer's Life. And that was one of the first games that Playway SA ever brought out. It was an irreverent and at times goofy approach to farming during the Second World War. And it was a very janky game, but it was also one of the best simulation games out there. I absolutely love this thing. I'll put hundreds of hours into it. And also the prequel to the game, Farmer's Father. But they've released this game as a quasi-sequel to Farmer's Life. And unfortunately, I'm going to be brutally honest, it is very, very rough. There is a lot of bugs in this game. It has crashed on me several times. I've had broken quests. I've had performance issues. I've had a whole range of different problems, and it really breaks my heart because the Farmer's Father games, I'm saying this as a massive fan of the series. I came into this very optimistic. I came in really hoping the best, but the problem is that the developers and Playway, for whatever reason, have handed over the Farmer's Father rights to some other developer, and this developer is clearly very, very inexperienced. He's made a lot of mistakes, and unfortunately, in its current state, I can't recommend it yet, just because there's just so many issues and it's so rough. And it's really sad because, like I said, I love this series and I wanted it to succeed, and I still hope that it will succeed, but it's got a lot of bugs. So I think instead of hating on this game like a lot of people have, I'm going to make a bit of a list of the issues and show you some of the problems, just so the developer can have a bit of a look and fix them, because I still think they've got a bit of hope in turning things around. My suggestion to the developer would be to find the original developer of Farmer's Life and get them re-involved in this. They can turn this around, but it's going to take a lot of work. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to start a new game because I have started the game 3 times, and due to the patches they've done, it's actually corrupted my saves a few times. So we're going to start from scratch. A nuclear war has wiped out all life on Earth. You're one of the lucky few who survived humanity's downfall aboard a space station. You're returning to Earth to build a colony on your grandfather's old farm. From now on, you're on your own. Good luck. Now, for those of you who haven't played the previous game, this is the great-grandson of Casimir, the farmer in Farmer's Life, who grew up during the Second World War and took over his father's farm in probably one of the roughest times in history. So, approximately 80 years after the end of Farmer's Life, his great-grandson has come back to Earth to his father's or his grandfather's farm after a nuclear war, and his goal is to restart the human race by providing, well, not him personally, but provides the resources needed to what's left of humanity and restore his grandfather's farm. Now, this is very, very buggy. This game, when it first came out, I couldn't even start the game. It had a lot of stability issues. The game slowed down. It would redline my processor, and a lot of this the developer has fixed, but there's still a ton of bugs here. So let's go and pick up a force field. Now, I like the concept of the game because in the first Farmer's Life, Casimir he started off the game as an alcoholic. He's suicidal. He's going to blast himself at the start of the game, and then as you go, you can either lean into his self-destructive nature, or you can restore the farm, and you can find a family and have kids, and basically turn this farm into a paradise. Unfortunately, now we know that all of his efforts kind of went in vain. Not entirely, you'll see. But thanks to some fancy future tech, I'm just going to, let's just check the sound. It seems like it's very, I turned it down a bit because some of the sound effects are quite low. So let's just maybe drop this up a little bit. It's still very, very quiet. There we go. Okay. So the next thing, now that we've stopped the radiation with a energy shield, we now need to find a water purifier and build that in order to irrigate the farm and keep ourselves from dying. So over here we have the parts for the water purifier, and it's really kind of nostalgic to come back to this farm that I spent so many hours on in Farmer's Life and kickstarted again. So I know some people don't like that; they weren't happy with the way that that the game kind of has almost the exact same map. And I'm not going to lie, I think this game it doesn't differentiate from the previous game very much. So this kind of feels more like an expansion pack than another game. And I think if they had marketed it that way, it probably might have gone a little bit better. But, I mean, the other thing too is that Farmer's Life it wasn't completely finished. It still had a lot of bugs and it was pretty janky. I mean, I don't regret playing it, but I just kind of feel like this could have been, rather than a whole nother game, they could have just made this another expansion to Farmer's Life. And I say this as a big fan of their work. I'm not trying to poo-poo on Playway SA, and I think they've got a pretty good pedigree of games, but it's because I am such a fan of their work. That's why I'm a little disappointed the way this turned out. I was kind of hoping this would be. I mean, I saw the trailer and I was like super excited to play this. I played the original Farmer's Life game. I played Farmer's Father. I loved them all. I had so much fun playing it. I ended up. I think my character was like, I had a whole family. I restored the farm. Like I had a full, like whole fields full. I had tractors. I had all sorts of cool stuff. And yeah, just and the expansion packs to the game were actually really good. So I just feel like this could have been an expansion rather than another game. And I mean, even if it is another game, I think it's more about the game just being very buggy. It's kind of more playable now, but like I wish I kind of had to show you this a week ago. It was barely functioning. That's why I was a bit skeptical on how well this would stream. We're going to see how far we get before the game crashes out on me. In addition to the bugs too, there was a lot of broken things in the game. So, like for example, the store didn't sell certain supplies, so there were quests that wouldn't work. The store also had the wrong price for items. So, for example, there were certain items that I had to purchase from the store to do quests, and they were priced at a price that it was just so insanely high that I couldn't complete the quest. So there was just a lot of that, and the developer has been fixing it, but just the sheer quantity of errors in this, it just, and especially given you've already got, like, this game had a very solid foundation to build off, and I just feel like getting rid of the developers of the original game and giving it to someone else entirely was, yeah, a very baffling decision to me. Because they have a game that had a very, the Farmer's Life games are very popular. Very popular. Like I'm not the only fan. If you go and have a look at the game on Steam and look at the reviews, people love it. That's what makes this it's a bit sad, because like I'm a big fan of the game. I was super excited when Playway reached out to me to have a look at this. Like I was considering buying it because I had so much fun playing Farmer's Life. Oh, that was lucky. If I don't get that right, the nuke explodes and I get a lethal dose of radiation. So I'd rather not have that. Okay, so we've got a nuclear bomb for our generation, a generator. It sounds very safe. Let's put this nuclear weapon in here. What could possibly go wrong? We go get our batteries. I mean, the developers fixed a fair bit, which is promising, but I mean, I was only testing this out last night, so unless they've done something between last night and today, I don't have very high hopes. And again, it's really sad. Like I'm not a new person to the series. I've streamed all the Farmer's Life games, and I loved all of them. They were fantastic. I'm probably the sort of custom the Playway wants. The person is like really invested in the series that enjoys playing all the games. And I know that I got these. I mean, I got a lot of these games for review, but what you don't know is that because Playway have supported my channel for so long, I actually bought some of the games they couldn't send me. So I don't just get the free games. I bought some of the games. I bought the expansion pack to Gunsmith Simulator. I bought Tank Mechanic Simulator, Mech Mechanic Simulator. I bought what was there? Deconstruction Simulator. So, you know, I buy their games too. I don't just review their games. I'm a customer. So, and the only reason I didn't pick this up because I kind of heard a lot of people voicing concerns the development team had changed. That was the only thing. So, yeah. Okay, let's turn on the battery. Oh, great. It's that time of stream again. Give me a second. Hold up. I'll get to you in a minute, buddy. Okay. Water, electricity. That's good. So now we've got water and power, and that will obviously go down over time. I'm going to need to find other sources of electricity. I've got all this high-tech equipment, but I also need to keep it powered. Okay, let me just get rid of friends here. Da, 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 da. Oh, sorry, Frost. It was good seeing you again. I hope I catch up with you again. Okay, that gets rid of him. Yeah, no worries, Frost. No, thanks for joining me. Okay, now we need to fix the barn. I was just really sad that this didn't turn out the way that I wanted. Honestly, if you like what you see here, I'd probably suggest rather than pick this game up, go and find Farmer's Life, because that game is brilliant. Like, I think it's on sale at the moment, and it's like $15. No joke. I probably played that game for about 50 hours. And I started off, I got it as a review copy, but usually when I get a game, the sign of a good game is once I've finished a review, I keep playing the game. And that's usually what I do with a lot of Playway simulators. Like I'll like the beer brewing simulator tonight, I'll probably keep playing that. And I'll probably come back and I'll do another stream on it. Come on. There we go. One more. Oh, we need more plates. Just a sec. Okay, another one. There's a few people around tonight. It's very popular, this game. Yeah, definitely go and check out Farmer's Life. if you're a fan of sim games. Also, Playway are very good at making fishing games and hunting games. Like, I love their profession. I really like all the Playways games, to be honest. It's just why that's why this one was especially a bit of a kick in the guts, because I was really invested in this game. And I still think with enough time, the dev can fix this up. But I think what they really need to do is find the original development team and get them involved again. Because there's too many bugs here. And they're fixing it, but it's like sticking your finger in a hole in the dam. There's just the under, and I don't know what they've done. Like, they're obviously using the same engine. It's just and I'm not trying to oversimplify it and say it's just another coat of paint. They've obviously changed stuff here, but it just feels like it hasn't been properly QA'd. Well, it doesn't feel like it. It absolutely has. Like, I found a dozen bugs within 15 minutes of playing the game. And the thing about the original Farmer's Life, it wasn't without bugs, but a lot of the bugs were just like little things, and they were more of like a laugh. Like, you go flying up in the air sometimes, or, villages would disappear and reappear. It was all kind of like jankiness rather than a bug that made the game unplayable. And that was part of the game's charm, the fact that, it was rough around the edges. Okay, so now we get to... Now, this is... Keeping in mind, this is where I had the first bug happen. So we're either, A, we're going to be able to keep playing this game, or B, you're going to see a really nasty game-breaking bug. So let's see. Apparently, the developer has fixed this. So let's test that. I'm going to add these mines to the bus. What we have to do is blow the bus up by adding 3 mines to the bus rack, and then we have to go in here, and I have to equip my... Now this may be the end of the stream for this game, because there is a game-breaking bug here. I'm going to try and not trigger it, but yeah, I'm going to try and do what I don't do in my day job. I want to not trigger a bug. So to explain the bug for the developers' benefit, what would happen is I would equip this remote control, and then when I equip it, I can't use it. So what would happen is I equip this controller, and then I can't detonate. So you see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's the detonate control. That was missing. So I literally, and you can't do anything until you detonate the bus. So I'm just basically stuck here, standing here with this controller in my hand, and then the game's broken. That was it. That's as far as I could get. So 3, 2, 1, let's see if this works. There you go. So the developers fixed this bug, but don't worry, there's plenty more. At least we can play a bit longer. So, and I know I sound like I'm being salty. I'm not trying to be. It's just I'm very invested in this game, and I want it to succeed because I like this developer. I like this publisher. Okay, so now we need to reinforce the barn. I'm actually glad they fixed that, because I thought this was going to be a very short stream on this game. Because if they haven't fixed it, then I can't really do anything. So let's unequip this and hope it doesn't go missing. Good. So that was bug number 2. If you unequip an item, it disappears. So as in you can't access it ever again. It's gone out of your inventory. It disappears into the ether. Oh, we need to scrap the bus. So now we've blown it up, we'll go and get the scrap from the bus, and I can use that to repair the barn. Over here, somewhere. Here we go. Now, there's a lot of references to the original Farmer's Life, and you'll hear little bits of Easter eggs from your grandfather Kaz. You'll find the ghosts of the villagers who are in Farmer's Life in here. You'll find your old pig from the original Farmer's Life. So this game's obviously got a lot of nostalgia value for those who enjoyed the original game. That's why I was really hyped about it. I still think they can fix this. I think it's just a matter of getting the original devs back on board. And I don't know if that's even possible. I hope so. I really do. Okay, so now all we're doing is upgrading the barn, and I don't know what sort of high-tech future equipment this guy's got. We're turning piles of rubbish, essentially, as you'll see, into solar panels. So, I don't know, this guy isn't Elon Musk. I don't think it's possible to do this. But, there we go. How's that? That's one high-tech upgrade. Yeah, if you like what you're seeing tonight, I'll be back with the boys as usual tomorrow. I've got another game that is a simulation style game, and one American style game. So I know Cal's gonna love it. Okay, that is all set. So have a look at that. That is a very nice high-tech roof, complete with solar panels. That is not too bad. That's very. I mean, I have solar panels on my house, but nothing as spiffo as that. So now we get to do a bit of farming, and finally we get to do some old school farming, but with a bit of a high tech twist. Now this is where I found another bug again with the remote control. This devilish piece of garbage. It wouldn't connect to the remote control plow. It seems like the developers fixed that as well. Bug number 3. If this thing would plow outside of the designated area, it would leave gigantic mounds of dirt that I couldn't see past. So that was a visual bug. There was a bunch of others. I'm just rattling off the ones I found. And what I should have done was make a YouTube video with all of the bugs. You know, hindsight's 2020. You're gonna have to take my word for it, Playway, but I think I've got a bit of authority, seeing as I've played and covered all of your other games. I have a vested interest in making this game work. So, and I can see that this game has overwhelmingly negative views already. So, there's no point in me poo-pooing on it. I'm one of the people who want this game to succeed. Because when it works, it's a ton of fun. Like, I like the high-tech take on being a farmer. I think this could, if they get this to work, this could be schmicko. I'd play it. I mean, it's really only the bugs that have been preventing me from being able to do it. I've got 8 hours in this game, but I've restarted the game 8 times. So it seems like they've fixed some of the issues around ploughing though. So the developer did drop a hot fix this afternoon, but obviously I was at work, so I couldn't test if it was fixed. But it seems like at least farming's working, so that's good. I made a bigger list of all the bugs in the game to give the developer after the stream, but it seems like a lot of them he's already knocked off, so that I'm very happy with. Oh, that's another bug. Look at that. So when you disconnect from the device, it will just keep driving. If it's in motion, it will just keep going indefinitely. So, oh, there we go. It's finally stopped. So that's not a big deal, but yeah. I had that problem. I had a gate open, and my plow just drove off into the bush, and I couldn't get it back. So that was another game-breaking bug. Then I couldn't use a plow anymore. Now I need to get some SEDs. So, oh, what the hell? Oh, of course I've got the remote control out. Let's put that away. Okay, I don't think we need 1,000 SEDs, so we'll just take 500. And we're going to load up the... Now here's another issue. It's not a bug, but it's more of a usability problem with the game. The controls for this this drone are horrendous. They're reversed, and I could barely fly this thing. It was horrid. So apparently it's been fixed. I'm going to see if we can... And you can't rotate the camera with it. Your static camera, reverse controls, driving this thing is like a brick on a leash. So let's see if... I know it sounds like I'm being mean, but I'm just being honest. Truly, it's no, the controls are still reversed. So right is left, and you can see it's already. It's got to flip this thing over. There we go. Put back on wheels. It hasn't got wheels, mate. All right. Oh god, it is so hard to drive this thing. Okay, let's get this thing off the ground. So, oh no, they have. The controls aren't reversed anymore. They're still horrendous, but it's better than nothing. Okay, we can do this. Okay, start sewing. Okay, so the controls are the forward back controls are reversed still. I mean, I can kind of deal with this. It's okay. I don't know what's happening there. It's stuck. It is stuck. Let's go. Stop sewing. Fucking wheels. And it's flipped over. Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, this is one of many problems. This is actually probably the least egregious one because at least you can kind of fix. Damn it! Damn it! You son of a. Okay. See, I nearly swore then. Okay, let's try again. I'm not going to use any gamer words. I can't describe to you how hard it is to drive this thing. The controls for forward and back are reversed. And the vehicle keeps dipping towards the ground, and if it gets too close to the ground, the whole thing flips. Okay, apparently that's enough, so I'm not going to tempt fate anymore. I'm going to stop flying. Yeah, that is terrible. That bloody remote control. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Like, vehicles in Farmer's Life were always a bit janky, but that's just nearly unusable. And that being said, this is the result of another developer working on the game. So, and I'm not trying to poo-poo on him. I just feel like he wasn't set up for success. I don't know, like, it probably should have been he would work with some of the original development team. It's not fair on him trying to create a game when he's obviously doesn't have the resources to do it. And especially trusting an IP like this to an unknown element, not working and collaborating with the original dev team, that's very, very dangerous. Very risky. Especially you've got a very big and very dedicated fan base, people like me that want this game to succeed. Okay. Okay, so this is mission control. We're basically giving them a mission update, saying the soil is low quality, the pollution has basically ruined our ability to grow crops. So we just need to create a greenhouse. We've got some money and some parts. Our friend Ben, who was working with us from the station, the one that instructed us to blow up that bus, has been relieved of his command. And we're now going to ask, why didn't you punish me? Obviously, they can't punish me because they need me alive. We sent you to Earth. You're outside the base's jurisdiction. So, yeah, we're a free agent, baby. Capitalism, I love you. Okay, what else do we need to do? I need to clean the farm. Okay. So... Okay, looks like she's not going to give me any sort of useful information, so we can get rid of her and go and start working on building a greenhouse. So the greenhouse is going to be our main means of growing crops, at least until we get the soil back to a state where we can grow something. Now, I need to build a drone pad. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to have a nice big swig of beer. There we go. Then we're going to build a drone pad about here. Beautiful. Now here's bug number 5. Previously the drone pad would not construct, and trying to build the drone pad would crash the game. The developers fixed that, so good to know. I mean, I'm going to give them credit. They have been working non-stop to fix these issues, so mad respect to the dev for trying to get this up and running. Okay, so what is next? We need to tell Mission Command. We have a... Whoops. Yep. Report back to base. Okay, include instructions. Okay, so now we can purchase. We need 50 steel bars, and then we can construct a rotating greenhouse. Now this is going to need power, so I need to get, yep, beautiful, that is all set up. We're going to put this bad boy right about here. Yep, that'll do. Okay. Now this is going to require a ton of power and water, and we've got a little bit of power and water, enough to get this thing off the ground and make a bit of money, sell some crops, and then use that money to purchase some more facilities, because we're kind of still in the dark ages here. We're working with technology, but very, very low-tech solutions. So there we go. So the next goal is to load this thing up with corn seds. There we go. And we have to... Oh, we need to add water and power. I forgot. So we need to purchase one water hose. Now we're getting very low on money, so I need to be very careful about... I mean, the one of the things the dev does is they only give you exactly how much money you need to do this first part. If you make one mistake and spend too much money, you pretty much got to start the game again. Barely got enough. So there's one hose, one power cable. We only want one. I bought 4 by accident and then had to start the game again. Okay. So, again, none of this is explained. I kind of had to figure it out myself, but I think the main problem is that the original Farmer's Life, it did have an encyclopedia. It did kind of clue you in on what you need to do. Whereas this game's a little bit more, because you've got more high-tech machinery, there's a bit more involved in trying to get this to work. So if you were to play this without having played Farmer's Life first, you're really going to be lost. I mean, I was lost and I've played 50 hours of the first game, so... Okay, let's connect this up to the battery. But you also have to stand in a very specific spot for this to work. Connect the cable. Okay, oh, did that not work? That did not work. Let's try again. You've got to do stuff in a very specific way, or it won't work. So, connect cable. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the water and the power hooked up. We just need to turn the greenhouse on. And in 30 minutes, we will have a crop of corn. So let's just have a bit of a chill. Wait for this to do its thang-a-lang. And now it should have a crop of Beautiful. So now if we have a look here, we need to ship our batch of corn. So let's do that. And we got a very nice return. Now here was the main bug. This is the bug I wanted to talk about. And they've obviously fixed this in the most recent patch. The SEDs were priced below whatever you would grow out of them. So basically, if I bought 50 corn SEDs and I then grew 200 corn out of those SEDs, when I sold the corn, the return I would get was less than the price of the SEDs. So basically it made farming impossible. And I don't want to rule it out yet, but it seems like they have revisited yes, they have. So now these are worth double the price of the SEDs and the return is better. It's not a one-to-one return. So basically you would plant 50 SEDs and then get 50 units of whatever it is that you were growing. So at least they've fixed that. It's good to see the dev has been resolving these issues, but unfortunately I know that there's more coming. So let's have a look and see. Now we need to call the base. So this is kind of a little bit after this. I've restarted this game 3 times, so unfortunately I know we're going to run into more problems. Okay. Okay, so now we will say goodbye to her. And we have another task, which is that we need to build a water greenhouse. And the problem here is that we need 5 computer components, and the problem is that computer components are $700 each. So if you do a bit of math, that means I need 3,500 clams. Now it is doable now that they've fixed the SEDs in the game, so we're going to let's have a look and see what I can sell. See if we've got some contracts. Lady, I don't want to talk to you. You're as helpful as a fart in the wind. Okay. Don't seem to be able to go to demand. Okay, I don't know why that's not working. Let's try again. No, not working. Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised, but we'll just have to manage how we can. Let's buy some more corn SEDs. They're $700. You can see I'm nearly broke again. But if we pop these corn SEDs in here, we should get a pretty nice return on investment if once I turn this on. Boom. And let's wait. You get out of here, son. So just going to wait here for an hour. Nice, 200. So that's actually, they've fixed that. So again, there's a lot of bugs in this game, but the developer, in their defense, has been working non-stop to fix them. So 2,000, that's not too bad. We're nearly there. We're going to need more, though, because I need 3,500 clams. So the only thing I can do is sell more SEDs and hope that is enough. The problem is in the game that most of the things you have to buy are so insanely overpriced that you have to sell hundreds and hundreds of crops to be able to afford them. And it wouldn't matter if they were luxury items, but the problem is these are subsistence items. These are things you need to stay alive. Computer boards, They manage all of your equipment, and they're just eye-wateringly expensive. It's crazy. Okay. Now, even with all of growing this, we've barely got enough. We've got just enough. So let's just double check before I dig myself a hole. 10 computer components, of which we have 5, and 2 steel ingots. So let's go 5 of these. Well, there you go. I can only just afford it. And I need 2 of these. I don't know if I'll be able to... No, see, look, I can't even afford that. So we're gonna have to plant even more crops, because just to buy the most basic stuff, and also these don't replenish. I've waited, and I'm a bit worried about that. I'm worried that we may have a bug whereby once you buy seds, you can't get any more. So unfortunately, I can only grow 16 of these because I'm so broke. I should have just got more money, but it is what it is. Okay, 64 carrots. I'm hoping that's going to be 500 beans. Okay. I'm a bit worried I won't make any more money, so I might use the rest of my money to buy the carrots. I can't buy anything else, so let's get these on the go. Okay, wait an hour. I just want to make sure I've got enough money up my sleeve, so I'm not gonna get wrecked. Okay, whoops. Okay, surely this will be enough money. Okay, beautiful. Alright, so that, I mean, we've got no more seds now, so if I have to buy anything else, I'm kind of knackered. I'm hoping we'll be okay. I need 2... see, even with all this, I've barely got enough. So now we need the water greenhouse. I'm just going to build it here. Okay. Okay. So now... Now we need water and power. So luckily I have a little bit of money left over. 1 water hose. Keeping in mind we need to get exactly what we need. We do not have any money to spare, so... The game is very much unforgiving. It just gives you enough. And I hate it when devs do that, where they're like, you need 500 gold to complete this quest, so I'm going to give you exactly that. And if you make one mistake, if you buy one thing that you think you'll need, you're stuffed. Start the game again, son. Okay, so let's connect the water. Like, I just bought 1 container of food. And then basically it was start the game again, because I was $10 short or whatever it was I needed to buy. And then there's no way to make money in the game. It's not like I can leave and go and... Like in the original Farmer's Life, you could just go out hunting and sell animal meat. That was part of the game's charm. There was so many... You weren't just farming. You could go and get into boxing matches. You could go hunt animals. You could go and find some of the German soldiers and get in a firefight with them. You could roll cigarettes. You could sell booze. You could raise livestock. There was just all this cool stuff. Okay, so we've got water and electricity. The next thing we need to do is grow some algae, and luckily we have plenty of that algae right here. So let's just check our quest list. I want to make sure that I don't want to jump ahead in the quests, because if you do that, that's another bug in the game. You can break quest chains. Okay, algae. We need to grow some algae. That's easy enough. I probably should save the game. I'm going to save. And I'm going to up this algae. Okay. We need 50 algae leaves. So let's, oh, before we do anything else, let's turn this bad boy on. And wait 1 hour. Okay. 315 algae. I don't know why the quest didn't ping, because we've got algae leaves. Oh, we need to deliver them. So let's just do that, shall we? And I'm going to do exactly 50 just to make sure the game doesn't screw me over. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to talk to Vanda. Okay, we built the water greenhouse. Cyborgs need sugar for fuel. Okay. Whoops. Now, I believe Vanda is one of the characters in the original game. Don't quote me on that, I might be wrong. Okay, let's see. Sweetness of life. We need 13 steel ingots. So again, we're going to need to sell some supplies because we're going to need some cash. We're going to need 13 ingots. Beautiful. Now make sure whenever you're doing any of these quests, make sure that the quest pops up before you do it. Because if you do it ahead of time, the game isn't smart enough to figure out you've already done it. And you can easily find yourself having to build 2 copies of the same station. Okay, I can build a sugar refinery. Now this is where the game broke for me. So I think this is probably going to be the end of where we can play. But I'm going to try and get as far as I can. I don't know how much use this has been to the developer, but I can see they've obviously fixed a lot of the bugs, but there's still quite a lot in this game I think that needs some work. And my suggestion to the dev is you need, find the original developers of Farmer's Life. I don't know what you have to do to get them back on board, whether it involves some sort of Faustian deal, but whatever you've got to do it. Because you need their help. You've been essentially handed the golden goose. This game is a license to print money, but only if it's done right. Okay, so let's build this. I hate how when you're building something to it, says you're repairing it. Okay. I need to connect to... Okay, so same deal again. This is getting pretty rough because I'm running out of money. We need 1 water. 1 power. Okay. So you know the drill by now. We know what we need to do. Okay, connect cable. Yeah, I really want this game to work. I love Farmer's Life. I'm a massive fan of the series. And I am have a vested interest in this game. So I really hope that they're able to sort the problems out. Because I'm not one of the people on the Steam forums that's basically trashing this game. I'm one of the people trying to give some helpful feedback out of respect for the publisher whose games I've played for so many years. I know just simply saying this game is garbage is not going to help, because I don't think that's true. I think they've got the base of the game is good. I think they just needs a lot of TLC. Okay, so we need 50 sugar. Now again, I got stuck here because I don't know how we grow sugar beets, because we can't grow sugar beets because we can't plant sugar. So what we can do is buy sugar cane, but it's obviously not a very profitable way to make money. So I'm just going to buy all they've got, and I'm going to put this in here. And we're going to turn this on. And you can see that there's still a lot of placeholders. See how there's like a turn on a refinery. Obviously, one, spelling errors, and two, that's obviously a variable. Anyone who's used programming, you kind of. I mean, this game is made in Unity, so obviously there's a lot of I feel this game's like an alpha rather than a fully ready game, or it's pre-early access. Okay, let's it's not gonna work, bro. Can I have my? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's weird. You have to collect them in a very specific spot on this for it to work. Okay. There's my 50 sugar. So let me just check that sugar. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yep, we need to sell them the sugar. Hope that I get my money back. Oh wow, that's a 3-to-1 return. Cost me 1,000. Actually, no, it was cost me 500 because I've still got 50. Hell yeah. So finally some profit. So we need to talk to the station. Okay, sugar really that important? Okay, so now... Oh, okay. Now, I've never made it this far. The sugar machine was broken for me. Okay, so it seems like right in the nick of time, and I love being proven wrong because, like I said, I think this game, it's a bit of a rough diamond. I think it just needs a bit of work. And I would love, please, developer, prove me wrong. I would be happy to eat dirt on this, and have another good Farmer's Life game. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. Oh god, here we go. We need more computer components. So that's 3,000. I've got enough, thankfully. So I need 5 of these, but it's gonna wipe me out. There we go. Well, let's get the other let's get the rest of the sugar in here, because at least then I can make a bit of money back. And I probably can buy a bit of algae as well, because I don't want to completely knacker myself. So let's maybe buy 50 algae and put that in here. Okay, so these are both growing. What else do I need? We need a cloning machine. I need 4 steel ingots. So I don't know if I've got enough for another 2. Let's see. I do. Savage. Okay. I'm excited. I've never made it this far. Let's go. Please prove me wrong, Dev. I really hope you do, because I'm on board to play this game. I'm super excited. I'm a big Farmer's Life fan. I'm your target audience as much as you're going to get. In a sense that, you know, I'm the type of people you're wanting to attract with this game. Whoops. I'm a bit worried about making it so I can't use that door, but anyway, it's if we have to move it later, we'll move it later. Okay. We need cow skulls. Okay. Let me have a look. We need water and... Okay, water and power. Me gets a sinking feeling that we don't have the power to support all of this. This is a lot of stuff that's coming out of one power source. This machine's working non-stop, and I think our power's is gonna drop out any second. But whatever, we will soldier on. Oh, I'm really glad this patch. I mean, to be fair on me, the patch only dropped today. Like, I was playing this last night and cataloguing all the issues, because it's there's a lot. Also, another problem is I know that the water's polluted, but I haven't found any way to get water out of this well. You can't drink the water, and I can't get any food, so I do need to buy it from a station. But again, that leads into the other problem of not having enough money. So it is what it is. But let's get this connected. I keep expecting the machine. I mean, how am I even getting power? The power charges bingo. Okay. So apparently we need to put in a cow skull. So skulls for the skull throne. Let's add a cow. Oh, it's doing something. I mean, I don't know how to turn this thing on. Is it that I'm out of power? I reckon that's what it is. Water 60, electricity 40. So let's have a look and see. Water. Okay, we don't have enough water. And I think I know how to fix that. Which, of course, involves upgrading our water pump. Which, of course, we're going to need money, so that's what we're going to sort out some cash. There we go. I got 7 grand, so I'm going to need to upgrade this thing. I'm going to need computer parts to do it. And I have no idea how many, so I'm just going to buy a couple and hope for the best. Let's say maybe 2. And I'll just keep adding more as I need it, because that is how tight money can get in this game. Let's see if we can... Okay. Please say I've got enough water to do this. Okay, we're good. We're golden. Now again, the game didn't tell me this, so I just kind of figured it out. But... how do I turn this thing on, though? Water 60, electricity 40. Why have I got... Bro, I've got enough electricity. 40. I've got 50. This is what happened with the last machine. I have no idea. I'm going to try and upgrade the battery. How much? Okay, I only need 1 part. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. All I can do is upgrade my generator and hope that does the trick. I have no idea if it will, but... okay. That's 100 electricity, bro. If that's not enough, this is a bug. And this is kind of the problem. I'd like to get a little bit further. Game would not work. Developer would implement a patch. Start the game again. There we go. It didn't tell me that. I kind of like had to find that out from trial and error. But there you go. All right, let's have a look. What I have to do next? Okay. Now I just need to talk to Space Muppets. Finding machine finished. Again, see, look, a lot of the labels, it just, yeah, it's just this game, it needs, what I would have done if I was a dev would be to release a demo of this game, or even release the game as it is now, but release it in early access and I know it is early access, but release it with a heavily discounted price, and or even have a closed beta for it. Actually, that's what I would have done, because I could have found all these bugs within an hour of playing the game. Okay, oh wait. Okay, thanks for your help. Thanks for nothing. Ah, Cowpen. Oh, look at this. 10 computer components. That's $7,000. Bro. $7,000. I've got 6. There's nothing for it. I'm going to have to go and grow more crops. Okay. I mean, I hope I've got enough, but you can see the main problem here is that the crops don't respawn. The seeds, they don't come back. And I've slept and woken up the next day. I don't know what interval they come back at, but it's very slow. Okay, let's wait. There you go, bro. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to buy that algae, because we no doubt are going to need a ton of money. So let's put 100 in this thing. I need to eat. Okay. And drink. Let's make sure this turns on. Okay, so we're actually past midnight, and in the original Farmer's Life game, all of the shops would reset their stock at midnight. And unfortunately, this shop never resets. And that's what I'm worried about. Once I've used all these seds, because I can't buy any more, it's going to be game over for me. Okay, there's that. Algae. Let's get another 100 on the go. Okay, let's buy the cow pen, which is 7 computer components. Oof. Okay, that's gonna hurt. 7. Okay, so we've got the cloning machine there, and I'm thinking the cow pen can go here, maybe? Okay, let's cancel that out for now and move all this crud. Okay, so now technically I should be able to build the cow pen here. Come on, bro. Gonna do me dirty like that? I can't find a damn place to build this thing. Okay. I mean, it sucks. I don't want to be building stuff all over the place, but it seems like the area we have available to build is very limited. It seems like we can only really build around this barn. We can't build out any further. So I guess I'm just going to have to build wherever I can build. So let's just put it here because it's next to the cloning machine. We could just drop the cows straight in. I mean, let's face it, everything in this game's so expensive. Once I build, I'm not going to be game to move anything. Okay, so we need food. Hand cloning machine in the pen, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hey, we got a cow! It bloody took long enough. Alright. This cow needs food, though. I need to put something to eat in her crib, but I don't have grass. It won't take algae, fodder. I don't have apples. I don't have any of that. Let's have a look in the barn. You're killing me, bro. Okay, let's have a look and see. I'm pretty sure I saw a hay bale around here somewhere. Again, without being able to... Like, the big thing about Farmer's Life was creating a sustainable environment. So you would make a farm, and then when you had to do animal husbandry, I would just simply grow food that the animals could eat. And then it became a self-sustaining farm. Like I would grow the crops would go to the animals would produce milk, I sell the milk, I get more seeds to grow more crops, and so on and so on. So, what do I need? Hay. Hay. I need hay. Again, this was something in Farmer's Life that was really cool. Like you would go and cut down all of the extra grass and make hay. You create these big hay balers and then you put the grass in the bales. It was something, Farmer's Life just did it really well. And I like that they're using a futuristic concept, but they're kind of thrown out a lot of the fun stuff that was in the original game. I'm not expecting them to rehash the original game. In fact, I'd suggest against it, but I think maybe taking some of what was in the first game and adding a bit of a sci-fi spin to it would really help. Here we go. Here's some hay bales. Again, this is all there is, so I'm hoping it's enough. Oh, you're joking. It's not hay. Well, how am I supposed to feed the bloody cow? I can't find grass, bro. I certainly can't buy apples. I had one apple, but I don't have anything to feed the damn cow. Is there anything in here? No, bugger all. Yeah. I think this cow's going to be dead soon. I can't get into the barn, and there's no hay. No. So the barn's locked for whatever reason. And I hope there would be some hay in there, but there's certainly none out here, and I can't cut this grass because I don't have a scythe. Guess we'll just go out and have a look. That's all I can do. Cow's gonna die because I can't find grass. I mean, the game has come a bit further from where it was last time. I've definitely gotten a lot further, and they have resolved a lot of the bugs, but I mean, if I hadn't played the first Farmer's Life game, I would be utterly lost. I have no idea what to do. Like, see this here? Normally I would get a scythe and I would cut that and get some grass. These are radioactive plants. They're used in another quest, which for some reason I haven't been given. They're batteries. We use those to power devices, so I'm not going to be giving that to the cow. There's no food. All I can do is go to the store and hope. I mean, they weren't selling any food, so I think we kind of once again have run into a bug where we can't feed this cow. Yeah, I can't gather this grass. And grass was like the easiest thing to get in Farmer's Life. Once you got a scythe, you just go out and boom, scythe the grass. And then you could even put it into like a hay baler, and then it would bale it into hay bales, which would survive the winter, which was really, like, it was part of the core gameplay. It was really well done. I keep glazing Farmer's Life, and that's why I'm a bit disappointed, because this kind of took all the stuff from Farmer's Life, but the parts that I liked, you know, I don't know why they did these baffling decisions. And again, this is coming from someone that likes the game, so yeah, it hurts. Well, I think that's kind of it. I can't really go any further. I can't feed this cow. I've walked all around the farm looking for bales. These are all junk piles. See? So I saw some hay bales over there. I picked them up, and then they gave me junk. So there's no hay bales in those. This is just more junk. Yep. See, planks, junk. I can't find any thing to feed this cow. The only thing I've got left is to go and buy something from the station, and I don't know if they'll sell any fodder. So if they don't sell fodder, I'm kind of stuffed. I can try and put algae in there, I guess. That's the last thing we can try. Again, there's nothing in here. I mean, maybe carrots. Maybe he'll. I think I sold all the carrots. Let's have a look and see what it'll take. Yeah, grass, oats, or straw, or apples. And I do not have any of these. I have nothing to feed him. Nothing at all. And I can't get into the barn to get to more food. So I'm kind of stuck. That's it. I've got milk, which is great. But that cow's stuffed. He's going to die because I can't feed him. I can't feed him on scrap. And there's nothing. Also, I don't know why. You used to have an oil lamp. It seems like I've got no illumination. I can't pick up a lamp or a torch or something else because it's the future. Haven't I got any sort of fancy neon lights or? Normally there'd be chickens here, but unfortunately that's no bueno either. It's all scrap. So unfortunately we had to leave it here. I can't really do much more until the developer's done some more work on the game. And I just wanted to reiterate, again, I've said it many times, but this is coming from someone that's a big fan of Farmer's Life and the series. I want this game to succeed. And I have spent 8 hours hitting this game from every angle, trying to understand the bugs. And I know the developer's working on the issues and have certainly made a lot of improvements, but it's just charging money for it in this current state. It's a bit rough. It's a hard pill to swallow, especially when the people who are going to be buying this are the ones that played Farmer's Life and are kind of expecting something at least comparable to the same quality as Farmer's Life. I don't think that's really a lot to ask. Playway are a very, very good developer, a good publisher, but I think they kind of made a misstep with this. It can be fixed. I think it's just getting the original dev team involved. I think that's really the only thing they can do to get this back on track. Find the guys. Oh, I've just collapsed. Find the guys who worked on the original Farmer's Life. Get them involved. Get this, get this thing back on track. It's not going to take a lot of work once you get the right people. There's another bug. So I'm dying of exhaustion while at the same time not being able to sleep. So there's work to be done. There's always work to be done. I need to rest, but I can't. So yeah. Like I said, many, many issues with the game, but I'm going to come back to this. I'll probably do a follow-up stream. I don't want it to sound salty. It's just more from the perspective of someone that really, really likes these games. Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of Playway, so I'm hoping they fix this. I'm happy to reach out to the developer as a QA. I can give them a list of all the bugs I've found. I know they've fixed a lot of them, but I'm happy to keep playing this and report more issues as I find them. But right now, my recommendation would be to wait on this until it's a little bit more stable. But we're going to move on to the next game.